Prunella Packs It In is the kind of episode of Arthur I would have really benefited from when I was younger. I have no recollection of having seen this. It's the second segment of the third episode of the 11th season, but watching it now I rather enjoyed it. Rubella is preparing to take an exam to go to college or to university, and Prunella starts to learn about what that involves, and she finds out that universities are more likely to take you if you're interesting, especially if you're not very academic, which Prunella doesn't feel that she is. So Muffy points out that as long as you're well-rounded and have lots of interests and fascinating hobbies, they're more likely to take you. And Prunella begins to panic. Even though people are telling her she's 9 years old and doesn't need to worry about this, she's panicking that she's not interesting enough to go to college, and she starts to take on all of these extracurricular activities, and it's wearing her thin. And Rubella keeps telling her to just try something that she likes, and that's what's important. But Prunella's not really getting the message for a lot of it. And I love the fact that somebody as young as Prunella is being shown as having anxiety surrounding college. Because I don't think when I was 9 years old I was panicking, but certainly when I went up to secondary school, so a couple of years later, a couple of years older than Prunella, I started to panic about being able to afford university. Now, nobody had ever told me that there are such a things as, government loans and grants in the UK. I think because I watched a lot of American TV, I was aware of people having college funds and parents having to save money for them, and my parents didn't have that kind of money. So I panicked a lot about that, and I feel like that kind of thing could have done well for an episode as well. Of course, it would have been slightly different because it is an American show, and those anxieties would have been a lot more real. But the point is, younger children do actually sometimes worry about college because they're not fully aware of what it involves, and they don't necessarily know what it entails. And I think it's never too early to tell a child that what they do now could impact their future. That's not to say that Prunella should be going and doing 1,000,001 things just to try and get into college at age 9. But if you encourage children to take an active interest in their own education as early as possible, that's not a bad thing. But it also puts Prunella's mind at rest and helps her to realise that she's got time. She doesn't need to start panicking quite yet. Definitely an episode that would have appealed to me when I was younger, and I think I would have found it very beneficial had I seen it. Watching it as an adult, I really rather liked it. Prunella Packs It In is definitely a good episode.